125.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's right. You've heard it right. It's 4 o'clock on a Friday. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you've decided to join us today. Don't forget, you can call in and be a part of the show at 850-215-6290. We're excited today. CBC Construction Studio in Panama City Beach, Florida. We're excited and happy and pumped up. So, we've been waiting for this for a pretty long time. We've been talking to our next guest, and we do have him on the line, and we've got him right here. Stephen Harris, 2006 BCS champion. Stephen, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We've been messaging each other, and I'm so glad that today worked out. This is exciting. I'm pumped up about it.
Yes, sir.
You know, Stephen, we're going to talk a little bit about the state of the Gators right now, but before that, you know, I remember watching that 2006 national championship game and thinking to myself, the first play of the game, I was in North Carolina. I'll never forget it. I was watching TV, and I cannot stand the Ohio State Buckeyes. That's a precursor. And Ted Ginn Jr. takes it to the house right off the bat. What was the message? Because obviously Coach Meyer, you know, he's seen this stuff before. What did that really, because obviously it didn't work, but man, that right off the bat was something crazy.
Yeah, no, it was not expected, but they did hold Reggie Nelson on that play, so I would just say that. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. But, yeah, so just from watching the film leading up to the game, we already knew we were gonna smash those guys. In our minds, it wasn't even gonna be close, which it wasn't. So you know, there's a lot of hype surrounding the game, but we were prepared. We were the better team, and just watching the film, you know, being with Moss and those guys. So they didn't let us watch the film on those guys until maybe a week and a half before we actually played them, even though we had like a month and a half off because they didn't want us to get the big head. So.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I mean, obviously, this team was spectacular. That was when Tim Tebow was a freshman, and Chris Leak was a starter, and I mean, just domination. You said it right. So let me ask you this: as far as when playing on that team, when did you guys realize that y'all had something special with that group?
For me, I would say it was the 2 days before the season started. It was just an energy about the team, the way we were practicing and performing. It was just, you could just tell. I actually went home telling everybody for Christmas, like, hey, man, we're going to win it all. Like, you could just feel it. It was a lot of seniors on that team, so we had been through the fire, so we understood what it was like to have a change. And so the way we practiced, we just knew, because the season before we had only lost 3 games. And then the stuff we did going into that year, we had never done before. As hard as we prepared. So we just knew.
Yeah, well, the other thing that I wanted to ask you about, so I sit down and watch the Swamp Kings, and obviously you were one of the stars of that show. How did that take place? Did they just contact you, or how did Netflix get in touch with you about this?
I was actually, they actually reached out to my wife. They were trying to call me, but I don't really answer calls. And then they were calling from Europe, so it was just like a foreign number coming in. But they, like, I don't know if they did a skip search or whatever they did to find her. I'm sure they got some great technology. But they, like, hey, we're trying to reach Steven about this show. And at first, they didn't say it was going to be on Netflix at first. They were still under the process of getting that contract down. But they had already spoke to a lot of people, and I didn't know. But when they reached out to me, I was like, of course. I just say yeah because I know what I meant to the team and the people in Gainesville during that time, the campus life and stuff like that. So I was like, of course, I'll tell my story. But it turned out to be great. A lot of stuff didn't make it into it, but the overall product was fantastic. Once they found those tapes of us working out, it kind of changed the whole narrative of what the story was going to be. Because I had filmed with them for like 3 days, telling like how I grew up, different things, my story at Florida. And once they found those tapes, all that got cut out.
Yeah, well, and I believe, everybody thought that was going to be like only like the negative slant is what I felt like everybody was wanting. Yeah, and that's what they wanted, obviously. But that group, man, just the weight room and the challenges y'all were in there, and it made sense while you guys were, champions.
Yeah. That's what that was the response I got. When I saw it, when I saw the footage of it, I didn't know they had those tapes. Like when we were working out and stuff, we didn't realize the cameras were there. We were actively in the moment, so we didn't even know all those cameras were there. I didn't even know they had this footage at all. I didn't see it until it actually aired. I was like, wait, hold on. How they got that? I had no idea. So it was a surprise to a lot of us. I still keep in contact with a lot of the guys, and we were all surprised.
I mean, the talent that was on that team, from top to bottom, and just being, dominant. And I'll let you in on a little bit. I know that me and you've talked a little bit off air, but I'm a big Alabama fan, and it really hurt me.
I won't fool you.
It hurt me those years that y'all had all those stars there. So tell us about playing for Coach Meyer. I mean, just give the listeners, what they maybe don't know about him, and or maybe a story or two, something about him.
Herb he's relentless, man. He's gonna demand the most out of you. Of course, he's a psychology major, so he know how to get to you mentally, or at least try to. He gonna try to get everything out you. And that's just who he was. It was evident. He's just a great guy, man. I thank him for all. We had a little rough patch when I first got to Florida. Well, when he first got to Florida, but he just wanted what was best for me at the time, and was trying to get me to perform. So he's a guy that's going to use whatever he has to get to you mentally, to get you to understand how you should play.
So you were recruited by Ron Zook, isn't that correct? Mm-hmm. And so
yes,
when you were recruited by him, and then you had Urban Meyer come in, and he brought his, obviously he brought his guys in too, because he had recruited as well over at Utah. How did he let you guys know that? Because Ron Zook was a good recruiter. I remember him always getting, really good recruits in anyway.
Oh, for sure.
How did he, come in being the new coach, and then, being able to let you guys know that he's there to coach all of y'all, and that he wasn't trying to get rid of the old regime?
Oh, nah, he was getting rid of everything.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Herb came in, scorched earth, man. He came in and let us know that he meant business. He had a team meeting with all of us when we first got there, and anybody who had ever been in trouble or anything, he had a list of everybody. And he's like, you gonna either do what I need you to do, or you gonna be gone. And half y'all can leave now. He was telling you to leave before Dion, telling people to leave.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, and with his, being in Gainesville, and you guys really were kings on campus. I mean, you had all of the stuff going on with the basketball program, and then with you guys winning, it was just, all of it.
I can tell you one story of how to describe Urban, if I can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Doing practice or whatever we're doing, they're doing kickoff team, and you had to run down the field. And so one meeting, he bring the whole team in. Special teams only meet individual. If you're a lineman, you're not in the special team meeting, really. But he bring everybody in the meeting. And he's showing the kickoff. And I don't remember who the two guys were, but he's showing them run down on kickoff. And he asked them, tell them to stand up in the middle of the meeting, the two guys. And he asked them, what's their 40 time? I'm run 4.3. I run 4.2. And he asked them, hey, are you running 4.2 or 4.3 down here on this kickoff? And they like, nah, coach. He said, well, next time you don't run 4.2 or 4.3, you won't run down here again. I get somebody else.
Wow.
So if you run 4.2, 4.3 on kickoff, I want to see it. Every time you run down the field, that's basically how Urban coaches.
Wow. Let me ask you, and obviously, you can tell us a little bit about, what about Percy Harvin? I mean, because many people still, to this day, just talk about, because obviously you got Tebow on that team, you've got all these stars on that team, but Percy Harvin is something that, when you hear people talk about him in college, it was like he was like a superhuman.
Yeah, he's definitely a unicorn, one of a kind player, man. Every time, it hasn't been a game that he's played in where he hasn't scored a touchdown. Like from high school, little league, I don't even know what that feels like to know. No matter what, during this game, you're going to get in the end zone. That's just the type of player he is, man. There's nobody. I don't think there'll never be another Percy. We always try to crown the next one every year at Florida, or try to find one. For Eugene. Now we on VB3. It won't be another Percy, man. It just will not be.
That guy was something special. Now, a lot of fans here in this area love Tim Tebow. Him coming in as a freshman and trying to earn everybody's respect. He's really a good dude, isn't he?
Everything they say, that's what he is. I didn't believe it was going to sustain when he first got there. My Florida career, I'm having fun. I'm partying. I'm hanging out. It's the greatest moment of my life. And so for him to come in as a freshman, like, oh yeah, I'm a virgin. I don't go out. I don't drink. I didn't think it was going to sustain. I didn't think it was going to be like that. But he came in and was true to everything he said he was, man. The man worked hard. Talk about super hard. He running stadiums. He beat everybody. Then he come back and help the linemen finish. He pushing them in the back, doing extra. We did a tug of war drill one time. I won't say my lineman name, but we were doing a tug of war in the weight room. And Tebow, he's doing his thing, beating everybody, and he decided to go against one of our linemen. And Tebow drugged the lineman through the bathroom with the rope.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
He's a great guy, man.
Yeah, and, you knew that he was going to be something special, too, just seeing him be able to come on the field and play. And that was the thing. It seemed like from outside looking in that, when Tebow came in, there was a lot of hype, but Chris Leak was the guy. And both of them seemed like they handled it like professionals. Yeah,
no, for sure. There was definitely going to be room for Tebow to come in, especially in those different packages. But Leak arm was just elite, man. He still, to this day, throws the best ball I've ever seen in my life, man. So Leak was definitely the guy. We were definitely going to use Tebow. He was still young, so he wasn't like he was going to come in and take over as a freshman. He still got to learn the game. He's still playing in the SEC. But for the packages we were able to use him in was tremendous for us to get a big body in the game going downhill, then for him to get in the goal line, and them think we're going to run, and he able to dump off a pass to tight ends and stuff like that was definitely great for us.
We're talking with Stephen Harris, BCS champion, Florida Gator insider. You know, Stephen, this year's Gator team obviously having the trouble that they had early on with Billy Napier and the direction that everybody was going in. Were you surprised that it took this long for Coach Napier to go, or were you thinking they were going to do exactly what they did?
No, I wasn't surprised at all, really. There's a lot of circumstances that happen, but it's just a part of college football. Sometimes, you know, you get to a program and the best situation doesn't happen, or things start to fall apart, or injuries and stuff like that, and you can't get going. But the expectation at Florida is to win. So when you don't win, you're going to get fired. At Florida, bottom line, there's no excuses. You can have a million reasons for why it didn't work, but when you don't win at Florida, you're gone. That's just what it is. But I'm not surprised that they held on because of the hope and the stuff that was being built and the culture and the way the team was responding. But when you're not winning, it doesn't matter. And I think the DJ setback, being injured and stuff, had a lot to do with that. But his promise of when he came in last year allowed them to hold on. You know what I mean? You want to see him. He's a freshman. He comes in. He plays well. You almost owe him that next season. But it was a short leash, so I wasn't surprised when it happened. I just we were building something great, and unfortunately it wasn't great enough, and we couldn't get no wins. So we're not one of those fan bases or programs where you just sit around and not win. We expect to win. So.
Well, when you looked at DJ early on, and there were, the reports where during the media times they wasn't showing pictures of his legs, and there was, brought up, well, he's wearing a boot, or we don't know if he's wearing a boot, and any of that kind of stuff. Do you believe that maybe Napier at the beginning should have not put him in early and, got him fully healthy, and that probably could have saved his job? Because obviously DJ's a great talent.
Yeah. No, I still believe that there's other players who've had time to learn the system, but I still believe DJ was our best choice at the time. Coming off the season he's coming in. You just don't know until you play live games.
Right.
Everything looks great in practice, but nobody's diving at your leg. No one's trying to reach over jerseys and pull at the quarterback because you can't do that. They tell you when you rush to the quarterback, you can't get that close to him. So you never get to see how comfortable he truly is until a game time situation happens. I'm sure in practice everything looked great because no one's, like I said, they're not diving at your leg. And so to see it, that's when the season started. That's when I saw it early on, the uncomfortability being in the pocket. But he still was trying to recover from some things, too, during that moment. But it was just too much to overcome. But now he's starting to get better, still making mistakes. But as far as how he's playing from the position, it's better than the first half of the season. But it's just too late.
Let me ask you.
We're supposed to go to the playoffs this year, or at least we hope. Everybody, any media person, outlet, no matter big or small, we're talking highly about the Gators before the season. And for the type of season that we had, lose to USF, then after Miami beat us last year, to get beaten again, it's like, no, it's not going to work. Sorry.
Yeah. And did you think that doing that, losing to Miami for the second, the writing was on the wall? Because you can't do that as the Florida Gators.
No, that was one of the checks on my list.
Right.
That's what we wanted to check on my list. I was like, we can't lose to Miami again. I'm from Miami.
Yeah, you can't happen.
My father's a Hurricane fan. I got to hear that 2 years in a row now.
No, thank you. Well, let me ask you this. When you look at Florida, and obviously you went there, but are we in the area of college football now that it's playoff or bust? Honestly, in all of the Saban years, in the Meyer years, it was we're here to win a national title. We'd love to win the SEC. Don't get me wrong, because there's pride about that. But Have we moved on now to where, it's playoff or bust for the most part?
No, for sure. Playoffs. I mean, the SEC still going to hold weight when you, especially because of the SEC. But you got to get into the playoffs. There's 12 teams. If you can't be in the top 12, something's wrong.
Yeah, because we've had a big, long discussion, and we've got LSU fans, we've got Tennessee fans. Obviously, I'm an Alabama fan, and I believe that Florida, because of its, history with Spurrier, with Meyer, and just the players that have went on to play and do big things in the NFL, I still think that it's a top 10 program. And when you're a top 10 program, winning championships is a part of your pedigree, it's a part of what you're supposed to do. Do you feel like that's the fan base, that's the alumni, that's the administration's thoughts as well?
Yeah, most definitely. Like you said, you view us as a top 10, I view us as number 1, but if you're in the top 10, you got to be in the top 12 at the end of the year. If you didn't, and there's a failure somewhere, and different things happen, you still got to coach guys up. You still got to get people ready. But if you under contract, if you got 6 years, then half of those better be in the playoffs.
Right.
And it has to happen fast. It can't be in year 4. It can't be in year 5. People want to see it happen fast because the things are there. You got the transfer portal. You got NIL. You can get top talent, especially in Florida. We're in the talent-rich recruiting area. Anywhere you go, you can find 5 stars when you're in Florida, and no matter mile radius, it's just there. You can stay in Gainesville, and we should be able to win.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the expectation for sure.
So let me ask you this. When Coach Meyer was mentioned, obviously we've got all kinds of people writing all kinds of different stuff. When Coach Meyer was listed as a possibility to coming back to Florida, did you believe that? Did you have any thoughts of, man, he might come back?
Possibly. I did a little. I'm not necessarily believing. I thought it was a possibility. You never know. I know how much he loves the game, and so given the right circumstances, he may give it a crack. I'm not. Listen, he's coming back this weekend. We're honoring him for the College Football Hall of Fame. He's going to have time to be around the team. He's going to have time to see the stadium again and feel that juice. And listen, I'm not totally convinced being around it again might not make him feel some type of way. I mean, and then you look at our roster, how it's constructed. It got the pieces that he would like offensively. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, and I've got the printout, and it's crazy to me. You've got Penn State's got 13 kids that are in the portal. You've got LSU players in the portal. You've got every team that has lost their coach has got some type of player, whether it's 1, 2, or 10 players in the portal. But you know what's significant about Florida? Not one single player is listed right now that I've seen that's in the portal. So that should tell you something.
No, it tells you a lot. I mean, we do a great job with our collective. Shout out to our boosters and stuff. And then just the culture that's here, man. We got staple guys, too. We got some legacy guys in that building and people who've had relationships and built bonds through high school that are on our team that, want to see Florida. They signed up to take Florida up, not regardless of the coach. They signed up to bring the program back. A lot of those guys, they saw Swamp Kings. They know what it was like. They were here when it was released. So for them to watch it and see that, it's done something to a lot of them, and they have a different type of passion about them. And I believe they want to do it together. So it's a shout out to the guys that are on that team and the leadership that's there.
I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I do want to ask you, how do you feel about this NIL deal? I mean, because you've played, you've been there, you know what you guys used to get, you know what, it meant to play for a program, it meant for playing, because obviously, in my opinion, I don't think the love of the university is the number one anymore. It's how much money can you give me if you want me to come and then let me play. Speak on that as far as what you've seen in when you were playing compared to now, and if you like it, or, you know, is it a good thing? Do they need to get it under wraps? Just give me what you think about it.
I like the fact that the players are making money for sure. I feel like I might be old some, but
that's back pay. Give me some back pay.
Honest, I'll take anything. But I think it's good that they're being paid. I think it has changed the dynamic of the game. You know, with the offers that you're getting, depending on the program and the position you play. You know, they may not offer you as much because they don't need you that much. But your family's in a situation where you need the funds, and so that changes a lot about where people go and how they choose and who they choose to play for. But I think it's good overall. My biggest thing about it is the camaraderie on the team. I feel like when I was at Florida, when we were there, all of my guys who came in with me from 02, 03 to 06, we hung out together more because we didn't have a lot. Somebody would have a scooter and you will see two offensive linemen, 300 pounds, back to back, hugging on the scooter around the class. Like, you know, seriously, you see a fleet of football players hugging on each other to go to class together. Those type of bonds that you make you play harder for the guy next to you. Mm-hmm. And I think with everybody having their own money and their own capabilities, they're not bonding as much as they should. And then the time that you get away, everybody has money, so they're going out of town to hang with their girlfriend. They're going on cruises. They're doing this. We had to be in the dorms, share pizza together. Hey, I can't get home for Thanksgiving. I'm going to Brian Crumb's house. I'm going to Julian's house, Mom. I'm eating over there. Oh, okay, son. And indeed, now their moms became my mom.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And so those bonds, those relationships that you get out of struggle makes you play harder. It's not necessarily just for the logo, but for the guy next to you. But you guys rep the logo. And I think just me seeing it, I'm watching the guys on social media, I'm watching the trips they're taking, and to me it's like you're taking away that time where you guys could be building, but you have the access to do it, so it's like, you know, everybody's doing it. And I think that's what's hurting a lot of teams, and the more we can get back to making sure that they're bonding, you're going to have the money, it's not going to go anywhere, but you have to structure bonding times to make sure that these guys are engaged and building that relationship with each other.
Yeah, because when you're out there, it's war. I mean, I played college basketball. I didn't play college football, and so I know that it's different. But like, you got to be able to, you know, depend on each other, and so you got to know what you guys can do. So, do you think that the powers that be will get their brains together and really get it under control to where it's not just like the NFL with a free agent market, and they can just yeah, I mean, because, you know, you see it after every game. You got support staff, you got coaches, you got all these going out talking to these other kids and that are on the other team. And you know they're saying something about, hey, man, you know, next year, whatever you think.
A lot of handshakes going on after the games, right?
Yes.
Let's start miking everybody up. We'll listen to see what's going on.
That's right.
Definitely need multi-year contracts. I don't know how they're going to figure that out, but some of these contracts are going to have to be multi-year. Just so you can have some stability, because you can't have it like that after every game or every season. Luckily, we cut down one portal window because it was just crazy. And that actually even affecting the hiring situation right now and stuff like that. So there's a lot of work to be done, but it'll all work itself out. You know, you just got to keep playing the game, but it'll work out. The fan bases are incredible. College football, people who love it are incredible, so it'll get figured out for sure.
That sounds good. So we've talked about a lot of stuff, and I do want to get your opinion. So Lane Kiffin, he is the talk of college football. I believe Lane Kiffin this year has been spoken about more than the actual games. We've never been here before. You've had Urban Meyer leave Florida to go and get hired at Ohio State. You've had Nick Saban leave the Dolphins, get hired at Alabama. You've had all of these other coaches being done this way or that way, and I know we live in a social media era, but what is your gut feeling about Lane Kiffin and the Florida Gators?
Choo-choo.
Oh, yeah.
It's 2-2. I want to see the train come to town, man. I think it's a great look. In this era, you know, just with transfer portal and stuff, I think that's what hypes a lot of it up now and what makes it so serious, because once he leaves, the attention and the people that he can draw is greater than it's ever been. It's not like you leave and that team has to stay. People are going, dominoes are falling. People are going to be jumping in the portal. Other coaches have to get hired. So, and he's a big fish now. I'm happy about him being able to revitalize his career and be at the top again. And I want to see him in Gainesville. I want to see the Lane train in Gainesville for sure.
So you think with him coming in, I mean, and this is what I've been saying for the past however long, whenever it was first mentioned, I believe that he will tilt the recruiting for the state of Florida to where everybody will lose out in the state of Florida, and the Florida Gators, they'll dominate the state. Florida State, Miami, they can do whatever they want to do, but I'm telling you, I believe that Florida, if Lane Kiffin comes there, he's going to dominate that portion of, I mean, he's going to dominate that whole state.
For sure. He definitely will, because right now I donate a lot of time and effort and energy to the Gators, but I'll start donating a lot of money.
That's what I'm talking about.
If once the Lane train get in town. So he definitely will be able to have a foothold in this area, because he's pulling players to Ole Miss.
Right.
We see what he's done with that program and what he's been able to do in the portal and all that stuff. So you get a guy like that here. We have a lot of pieces in place already at Florida. So, and that's another reason why guys are holding on, because it's still Florida. So you get the right person here. It's like you be stupid to be in the portal. And you mess around and don't want to. You make sure you better let them kick you off the team.
That's right. That's exactly right. We're talking with Stephen Harris, Florida Gator alumni, former BCS national champion, former Denver Bronco, Netflix star. I mean, good Lord, man, we can just keep going on and on. But I want to ask you this, and this is a little bit off key here, but I got to, because me and you are friends. What's going on, man? You got some kind of green thumb going on? I mean, you're growing peppers and all this stuff. What are you doing, man?
Man, my baby girl, Savannah, I call her Popeye, she came home with this little flower pot thing, and I ended up having a star apple one day, and she wanted to grow it, and it's been on ever since. And so, yeah, I got tomatoes growing, peppers, all kinds of things. I'm getting ready for my lettuce and strawberries, and I don't know what happened, man. Old age, man.
That's right. Well, it sounds like you're being a dad, is what it sounds like. Sounds like you're relishing in that capacity as well now. And I'll tell you what. You know what? If you ever come into Panama City Beach, make sure you let me know early, and you can come and be on the show. That would be great if you guys ever come to the beach over on this side. But also, you can bring us some peppers. We like spicy food over here now.
No, I got you, man. I got you. I'm making a pickled pepper sauce, so I'll pack you one up.
That sounds
good for fried fish and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that sounds really good. So, but I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do appreciate you coming on so much. We appreciate you being with us, and if in more time away, if you get an opportunity, we'll touch base maybe at the end of the season, maybe get your predictions for the playoff, and maybe see if you're going to pick my Crimson Tide to make a run.
Oh man, that'll be a tough one. Hopefully they go far enough where I won't have a choice.
That's right. Yeah, because I could never imagine you picking Alabama or pulling for Alabama. Is that correct?
I don't hate them that much. I'm from Miami, Coconut Grove, so Amari Cooper went there. I used to change his diapers when he was a kid, so I'm all right.
Wow, he's special now. That kid, that guy, special, very special. Is there? Let me ask you one last question, just for the sake of it all. If you got one team that you can't stand, what team is it? As far as the hatred, what's your hatred team that you just can't stand?
He's the team out west, FS Pooh. I can't say to you. I got it's FS Pooh.
All right. Well, we got a lot of Seminole fans, so that'll be great. You'll get them spiced up. That's really good, especially with the state
we got
there.
A long history, man. A long history of me hating the FSU. But I love them off the field, but on the field, I can't stand them.
That's great. Well, Stephen, man, thank you so much for coming on, and like I said, we'll stay in touch with you. I appreciate you coming on and being a part of the show today.
Thank you, man. If you don't mind, I just want to give a shout out to my guys at Hot Talk Sports.
Yes.
I do a YouTube show with those guys, Dave and Shelton. Shelton's our man, but I just want to give those guys a quick shout out.
Absolutely, and yes, send that to me as well, and we'll put that on the post and all that so we can help you guys out as well.
Thank you, man. Well, it's great talking with you, man. Thank you so much.
All right, Stephen Harris from the Gators. We appreciate it. And when we come back, we will discuss a little bit more about this whole coaching carousel. There's some new news that just hit today. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 Studio Line. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Sunday, the 6-4 Jacksonville Jaguars visit the 3-7 Arizona Cardinals at State Farm Stadium.
Down the sideline. Pick six.
The Jags are a 2.5 road favorite as they chase a playoff berth, while the Cardinals look to play spoiler. Coverage starts at 2, kickoff at 3:05, right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. The rest of the day there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, partly cloudy skies and 75. Partly cloudy skies tonight, about the same at 68. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 77. About the same at 75 Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Janice, Irene, and the staff at that boot store are so thankful for their many customers and friends. God has been so good. Remember, we live in the greatest country on earth, and God has supplied with an abundance of blessings for all to receive. Thank you again for making that boot store the place to shop for Western wear, from the youngest to the oldest. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia, 15th Street, Panama City, where God is good all the time.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
This rivalry, it hits different.
The 20th ranked Tennessee Vols head into the swamp to face the Florida Gators.
This is Aguilar. Caught middle of the field, out to the 5-yard line, touchdown Braylon Staley. Joey Aguilar.
Number 20 Tennessee at Florida.
Kickoff at 6:30 on your home for college football. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Eat, sleep, game. This is your sports obsession. ESPN Northwest Florida. Come back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, we're pumped up for tomorrow. Miami at Virginia Tech starting at 11. Arkansas and Texas at 2:30. And then the nightcap, Tennessee at the Swamp at 6:30. Don't forget to tune in right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And also, don't forget today, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7 phone line, 850-215-6290. We've got Waylon on the phone. Waylon, are you there, my friend?
Right here, man.
Sorry about your wait, my friend. What's going on?
So, dude, I live. I'm actually been listening to you guys for a while, but Brandon Strickland's my neighbor, so I tune in every Wednesday for him for sure. And I'm obviously from Mississippi. I'm a big Ole Miss fan, and I listen to all this smack and those talking, and I'm with you. Like I wish Lane would say what he's going to do, but that's just part of his nature, right? But since 2013. There's a cool stat, and I'm not saying we're better than Florida, right? But since 2013, we kind of are. You guys have all this history and these Heisman trophies, and poor Ole Miss, bro. We're just poor Ole Miss, right? We don't have all that, and I get it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, since 2013, we've had 100 wins. Y'all have had 91. Top 11 seasons, we've had 4. Y'all have had 2. 10 win seasons, we've had 4. Y'all have had 3. Losing seasons, we've had 3. Y'all have had 6. So I think in this era of football, which is pay and play, right? Y'all have deep pockets, but man, I think everything's equal, and I think the playing field's kind of even, realistically. And it just, I don't think Lane's coming to Florida. If he comes, dude, I'll be shocked. And I know I've been listening to you, bro, and I'm like, he's not coming, man. He's got a kid in high school, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a homer, obviously, right? So it's like, man. I don't think he's coming, dude. I really don't. And I just sent you a text message with you met with our AD today, and we're still no clarity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, still open.
Come on, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, it's wide open, yeah. But I think he's doing that on purpose. I think he's kind of halfway trolling LSU and trolling Florida to make each school not hire a coach yet. He's kind of got them dangling, and he's going to stay at Ole Miss, and it's kind of going to mess over you guys and LSU because they were kind of waiting on him. But in the same sense, he could also flip and really screw us over.
Yeah. Let me ask you this about that, though. Do you think that the numbers are because of Lane Kiffin? Do you think like he's the factor that's made the numbers like they are, like with Florida, with Ole Miss? Ole Miss just being better the last, 13 years that you said.
We've been, so he's been there 6 years, and before that we had Hugh, right? And before Hugh got caught up in all the cell phone deals and all, before it was, it was still illegal then, and Hugh did well. Mm-hmm. But, Lane's a different breed, bro. Yes, to answer your question, yes, Lane's great. Like, think about it. We're Little Old Mississippi, right? And I'm from there. So to get those caliber players to commit to Ole Miss, Oxford's a special place. I don't know if you've ever been to Oxford. I don't know if you've ever been to a game day there. It's a different atmosphere. But I will say this. I was in Gainesville last year when we played you guys, and I'd never been a part of such an awesome stadium. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah. Even though we lost, I thought the crowd was awesome. Y'all's defense that day just kicked us all over the field. And I think that's kind of what Lane may be chasing. I don't think it's the money. I think it's the ambiance, and it's like I'm at Florida. But, me being a homer, bro, I don't want to lose him because he's put us at levels. I'm 45 years old, but I've never seen it. Yeah. And I've been a lifelong fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and that's the key.
Yes, it is the key. But I'm just, I thought I'd share that with you. I sent it to Brandon the other day, and then he didn't get to talk about it. I was like, man, this 2013, we're kind of a better program. Not in stat-wise we are, but I will agree with you on that. Like, historically and financially, you guys are better, but I don't think he's leaving. I don't.
And I know, man, Hugh Freeze was a thorn in my flesh against my Crimson Tide. I mean, I'm telling you, making Bo Wallace look like he's an all-SC performer. He looked like garbage at times, and then but every time against us, he looked like he was, first-round draft pick. And then the luck that would happen, bounce off of helmets, and somehow, some way.
Next year, y'all had 5 turnovers that game in Tuscaloosa.
Yes, I know.
And still almost won the game.
Right. And then, getting the Mbiki boys to come, and, I mean, he really had it going there, too. And it seems like, when you get those coaches like that, I would put Hugh Freeze and Lane both in the same kind of category. When you can get those kind of hires there and they recruit well, Ole Miss is a top team as well as they are this year. I mean, look at what they're doing. And you're right. If he is trolling LSU and if he's trolling Florida, then good for Ole Miss. But if he is doing you guys that way, that is going to be because, LSU, they'll be able to find a coach. Florida will be able to find a coach. But can you hit lightning in the bottle with a Hugh Freeze or Lane Kiffin?
No. For the longest time, being a lifelong Ole Miss fan, I thought Hugh Freeze was our lightning in the bottle. And we hired Lane, 6 years ago. I was like, he'll be here for 2 years and he'll be gone. It's a stepping stone, right? And he even said that himself on the documentary. And with him being the way he is, and when his dad died in Oxford, there's you hope as an Ole Miss fan that documentary he did means something, that his legacy means something, right? And just for once again being a homer, I feel like I hope that means something. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that really and truly means something. But when LSU came open, I'm like, I think he'd go to LSU before he went to Florida. That's just my feeling. That's my gut feeling. But no, I think Lane Kiffin is our Nick Saban. And I think after that, there will everybody after, if Lane leaves or let's say he stays, and then he does his tenure, right? Anything after that is going to be compared to him. And that's kind of what DeBoer's going through right now in Alabama. DeBoer's a great coach, but he's not Nick Saban, right? And he's the GOAT, right? So you have to look at that. And I'm riding this Lane train, dude. I'm loving it. And Brandon and I tease each other all the time about it. But dude, my gut feeling with his kids coming there, his ex-wife, his brother lives behind him, his dad dying in Oxford, his son's the starting quarterback at the high school. They're playing for a state championship. He's a sophomore. He's being recruited by like 9 different schools right now. It's like, and his son's coach is David Cutcliffe's son, who's developing us, right? So it's one of those things like, how do you, as a father, how do you leave that? How do you leave that? I'm kicking tail right now. I've got all these kids coming to Ole Miss. My son's 400 yards from the school, competing for a state title, being coached by a phenomenal, brand of a coach name. Well, anybody, because it's not money driven. I think if he leaves, it's ego driven.
Ego driven. So, that's right.
Yep. So there's so much more money at Florida, fact, and there's so much more at LSU, fact. But dude, I think he could, if he stayed at Ole Miss. Bro, think about this. He's been there 6 years. Let's say he stays 4 more years and he wins 9 more games a year. They're gonna, bro. I'm lifelong Ole Miss. They're gonna put a bronze statue up. And
that's right.
And it's not. And that's just the typical fans that we are. Because let's just be honest, man. We've been the stepchild forever in the West, right? And we're that team that can come in and beat Tebow 34 or was that 31-30 or 31-34, whatever that year was in Gainesville, or we're that team that can get beat by Mercer 27-5.
Yes.
We're that team. We can make you look great or we can look horrible. And it's been a great run. It's been fun. It's been fun, dude. But it's always like, all right, he's leaving. You know what I mean? It's like you hold your breath. You hurry up, you wait. What do you do?
No, you're right.
But I've enjoyed you guys' show, man. I thought I'd share that stat with you. Since 2013, we're just a little bit better than Gainesville.
Well, I appreciate that. That's right. Well, we do have a Gator fan on the other line, so I'm sure we're going to hear shots fired some more. So, Wayne, thank you so much for calling, my friend, man. Appreciate it. Call back anytime.
Man, thank you. Yeah, see you, brother.
See you, man. And we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 17's phone line. We've got Bill on the line. Bill, what's going on, my friend?
Man, what's up with these guys from Ole Miss and all these other places calling in to talk about Florida Gators? I mean, come on. Don't they have anything else better to talk about?
Come on with it, Bill. Come on.
All right, number one. I just saw about an hour ago Keith Carter put out a letter that really said nothing other than Lane won't tell him what he's going to do. And he's going to coach the Egg Bowl and tell us all next Saturday what's up.
Yep. That is the breaking news that I was texted before it hit the press by my Ole Miss insider, and he was there right outside the door, I guess. And so, yep, that's what it said. It said nothing.
Lane is screwing Ole Miss's eyeballs out right now.
Oh gosh. Well, see, that's it.
Here's another thing. LSU hasn't formally fired Brian Kelly. Did you not see that? Did you see that today?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did see it.
That is a total cluster down there.
Yeah. Yeah, with
what in the world?
With all the governor getting involved and all of the stuff that's going on in the court system with that, and how there's the threatening of the suing and the talking to the lawyers, I don't think Lane's going to want to get involved in none of that.
Heck no. If he does, more power to him. I think he'd be crazy. That leaves only one option.
I know that's right.
It's pretty obvious he's not planning on staying at Ole Miss.
I don't see it.
Word on the street is Strickland and members of the UAA at Florida met with him or met with his representation last night.
That's what I heard too. I heard that they met last night, and everybody is just in that holding pattern until they can figure out all the ins and the outs of it all.
For a while, we'd know something after the Egg Bowl.
Yeah. So what do you think they're going to do this weekend? Do you think they're going to stand up and fight Tennessee this weekend?
Absolutely. I don't see, man, I haven't seen any quit in this team. I mean, even though we got our butts kicked at Kentucky, I didn't see us just giving up and quitting. No. I mean, we should have beat Ole Miss. We had them.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we had them. So, in the swamp, be back home after being away for a couple games. It's going to be rowdy. Urban Meyer's going to be there. Heck, they might be trying to show out, get him to want to come back.
Now, would you take Urban over Lane, or you're all Lane first?
Man, I'd take Urban for a couple of years to right the ship. Heck yeah, absolutely.
Well, we just had Stephen Harris on just a moment ago, and his words were...
And I heard him. I listened to him.
He was like, yes, bring him on.
I've watched Stephen on the High Top YouTube podcast, and he's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's all for it.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. If Urban saw the swamp rocking again and started getting those butterflies and getting all warm and fuzzy on the inside, that'd be great. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
At all. In fact, let him go ahead and get the headset from Billy Gonzalez and just finish up the season. Keep paying Billy whatever they're paying him. I know he got a little raise when he took the interim job. Hey, let's rock with it.
So,
but here's the thing.
Go ahead.
What does Ole Miss do? What does Ole Miss do if Lane comes out and says he's leaving? Are they going to let him coach the playoffs? Are they going to let him go? What are they going to do?
I feel like that was the meeting. I feel like that was what the meeting was about. I don't think that they don't know. I think they know. I think the people that need to know. But they're just they needed to work out the kinks on what it was going to be. And
what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's already been settled. I think they already know. I don't think Lane's going to do them. I think Lane is matured now, of course, and I think he's doing right by them with telling them what they need to know so that they can make a plan. Now, whether or not they're going to let him stay and do all that, I don't know. But if he announces he's going to the Gators and then leaves that team, they do have a bunch of good, solid coaches, though. I mean, Joe Judge was a head coach at the Giants. Yeah. So, I mean, he knows what he's doing. I mean, it isn't like he doesn't know. And, I mean, the defense has still got the coordinator and all that. I'm just wondering who he takes with him, who's going to stay to right their ship for the rest of the season when he does leave, and then who's going to get on the trail with him after the season's over, because they could come in afterwards and be a part of that, and he could take support staff with him, right after the Egg Bowl.
Right. Well, I agree with you on what you're saying about Lane wanting to give Ole Miss, hey, look, I appreciate everything. I've loved it here, but, my time may be up. I'd like to try something different. Give them an opportunity so they're not, caught with their pants around their ankles.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're in there and he's saying, I don't know. And they're saying, well, can you give us a hint? I agree with you. I think they're too smart. I don't think, these guys are head of the university. He's the head of a football team. It's an organization of itself that has many moving parts. I don't think they aren't talking. I think they're talking about it, and they're trying to put together a way to do this that makes sense for both parties and move on in a respectable way. I think that's what it is.
We're not breaking up forever. Hey, I'm going to go my way for a little while. You go your way for a little while. good luck to you, thanks, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because you know what? You know what the deal is? You know how coaches are. You know how athletic directors are. You know how chancellors are. They move schools from time to time. So this might not be the last time they work together.
Exactly. I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, it's just like I heard Shane Matthews say this morning, you know, ADs leave all the time. They go from spot to spot and job to job. I mean, it is what it is. Like Baylor's AD's leaving. He was on the CFP playoff committee.
Yep. Is Shane Matthews still in the pro that Lane's coming still in his mind as far as what he's been sharing?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes. In fact, he said earlier this week when he was in Oxford for the game, he hung out in the Grove with some of his Ole Miss buddies and Florida buddies. You know, Shane grew up in Mississippi. His dad and mom went to Ole Miss.
Yes.
His mom was a cheerleader. His dad played football, and he would have gone to Ole Miss if Billy Brewer hadn't been running the option offense.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
But he loves Ole Miss. I mean, he has nothing against them, but he's like, there's no comparison between the brands. No way, no how.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And it's just like our caller before when he was calling in, and I get what he's saying, but I think they had an A-class coach that did everything and took them to wherever they could get there. I mean, because Hugh Freeze was the same way. His recruiting classes were great, and he could coach them, but he could only get them so far. And I believe with Lane Kiffin, I think he can get them, only so far. I don't believe that this is a national championship team. I do believe it's a playoff team.
No, it's a playoff team, but you're exactly right. That's about as far as you're going to get. But one thing I noticed earlier today, Florida is the only school without a head coach that has lost 0 commits to the 2026 class. That says a lot right there.
It does. It does.
I mean, they're waiting just like we all are to find out who it's going to be, but they haven't billed yet. So who knows? Maybe somebody's leaked something to them, but I doubt it because, an 18, 19-year-old kid can't keep their mouth shut.
Oh yeah, no, and that's why that's why I think the professionals are meeting. I think they're keeping the kids out of it so that it doesn't get sprayed, and I think the professionals are meeting. So, but Bill, we're bumped up against a break, man. I appreciate you calling, man. Hey, do you think Florida State's going to beat North Carolina State tonight?
No.
You think North Carolina State's going to win at home?
Yep, and I think UF will pull it off tomorrow at UT.
I hear you. Well, I appreciate you calling.
My brother's a UT fan, and he's going to the game tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much calling, Bill.
All right, man. You guys have a great weekend.
You too, buddy. When we come back, we will be discussing more of this, and we're going to do some pick'ems with Jeffrey on the phone. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. The rest of the day there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, partly cloudy skies and 75. Partly cloudy skies tonight, about the same at 68. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 77. About the same at 75 Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, it's a college football triple header.
75 yards. Wow.
First, your Miami Hurricanes at Virginia Tech. Coverage starts at 10, kickoff at 11. Then it's Arkansas at Texas, kickoff at 2:30. Plus, the Tennessee Volunteers are in the swamp to take on the Gators. Kickoff at 6:30 right here on your home for college football on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
When it comes to building smart roofing, TK is the they're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Now is a great time for a new Toyota, where you can get 1.99% APR on a new Camry and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 3.49% APR on a new Corolla and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 1.99% on a new Tacoma plus $1,000 in holiday cash. And 1.99% on a new Tundra plus you'll get $1,000 in holiday cash. Visit our lot or browse online at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire December 1st. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. Can you take the hits? Here comes the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yes, sir. We've made it. It's 5 o'clock on a Friday. The weekend is finally here, baby, and we are excited about that. Thanks for joining us. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, college football this Saturday, Miami at Virginia Tech, Arkansas at Texas, Tennessee at Florida, all right here on 104.3 ESPN on your FM dial. We're pumped up, ready to go. As you can see, I'm in the studio by myself. However, I do have some people on the phone. We've got Jeffrey on the phone, and we've got Taylor on the phone. I'm going to go to Taylor first. Taylor, are you live in Raleigh?
I definitely am. It's a scary sight. This is a place where Florida State has not won in quite some time. And guess what? I think I'm going to be the good luck charm this week.
Oh, man. Does it look like the place is filling up?
Oh, it is insane over here. I don't know how it's going to be when I actually hit the stadium gates, because I've heard NC State fans are not the greatest in terms of hospitality. So we will definitely see when we get to that point.
So what are you wearing right now? Tell us. I mean, obviously that's an inappropriate comment, I would say. What are you talking
Florida
about?
State sweatpants, Florida State jacket, Florida State hat, man, I thought about even bringing the Florida State shoes out because Florida State needs all the good luck they can get at this point.
So what's the temperature? Do we have any kind of rain? Is the wind blowing? What we got going on up there?
Yeah, it's a little chilly up here. It's about 58 degrees right now. It's supposed to rain around the 40% chance rate. I'm a little nervous. It's been overcast all day, rain this morning. It's just been kind of a crazy, kind of dreary afternoon, and just spells doom for one of these teams.
I got you. Let me ask you this real quick because there was breaking news today all through the day about some good news for Florida State, specifically Amari Thomas. Or is it Thompson? Is it Thompson or Thomas?
Thomas.
Okay, Thomas. From Bluntstown, he's flipped from being South Carolina Gamecocks, and now he's back with the Seminoles. You got any inside information on that?
Yeah, he was once committed to Florida State at one point. Florida State was not really having the greatest season, and so, unfortunately, during that off season, he decommitted. Actually went to Florida State's camp with some South Carolina stuff on. The staff kind of saw the writing on the wall, and he ended up going to South Carolina. But as you saw with South Carolina's, let's just say, choke job, Atlanta Falcons style, they ended up losing that game, and you saw Amari Thomas come back to Florida State. Well, he's been a very productive rusher. Florida State hadn't had a running back commit in their class, and now you're seeing the Gus Malzahn, Mike Norvell effect. And it speaks volumes to what they think about Mike Norvell's future at Florida State.
Yeah, I was going to say that was very shocking. This morning I was looking online and I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, is that the kid from Bluntstown? And then boom, it was. And then there was another one that flipped as well.
Yeah, it is actually Jordan Crutchfield. He is a Kentucky safety commit. He's a very high three-star prospect out of Barrow Beach. And I think it's a really positive outlook because Florida State is getting those guys in. Pat Surtain has been a great job so far with recruiting. I understand that Jay Timmons decommitted and went to Ohio State, who's a former Knoll, and I get Florida State struggled as of late, so I can't blame the kid, but obviously Florida State needed to get another safety prospect in there because they've had a couple of corners that they've had to convert over to safety, and it's been kind of a worry spot. So you're thinking that Florida State's going to get that safety that they really, really need in this defense.
Well, that sounds really good and really promising for Florida State. And I will be honest with you, I am a little shocked because, I was thinking that Norvell is on his last leg. So obviously this game's important. And, I'm really shocked that he's still out there getting these recruits to believe in what they're doing. And, who knows, man, I'll tell you, I thought for sure, he would not be doing what he's doing right now. But let me say this, Taylor, be careful. Be careful up there because them wolf packs, they travel in packs. Yeah. And just be very careful.
Yeah, the one thing I kind of worry about in this game, just kind of speaking as a game terminology there, NC State, wounded animal effect, 41-7 against Miami last week. On the road, they played very well at home, as we know. And unfortunately, Dalen Smothers, who is their running back prospect, or running back that they have on their team right now, he had 7 carries for -2 yards. And I think this is an opportunity for him to bounce back. That scares me a lot because a lot of times when offenses come against Florida State, you see those big play drives, you see the announcers getting really hyped, and they're just saying, we got a ball game, folks. It's kind of getting into that territory when we get to, if they start scoring a touchdown first. I just hope Florida State gets the toss. They're able to get on offense, get under control, get up 7-0, and let's win this game.
Give me your prediction before you get off of here.
Yeah, 30-23 Florida State. I think NC State's going to get in the red zone quite a bit, but I think they're going to settle for a couple of field goals, and I definitely think that's going to be the key for the game in this one.
Well, Taylor, we appreciate you calling in. Stay bundled up, stay dry, but most of all, stay safe. And hopefully I'll be, once the show's over, I'm going home tonight, and definitely will be watching to see what's going to happen with this game.
1,000%. To all the Seminole fans out there, go Noles, and we'll be cheering on as we go through the state of North Carolina.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much. Taylor Devers from Chop Chat, Norvell Central, live in location, North Carolina State. And on the phone line now, we've got Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are you with me, my buddy?
Yeah, I'm just so glad that the Gator powerless hour is over.
Well, we got to talk about it. I know that you got to listen to some of that, and I know that you've probably been online today, and you saw that Lane Kiffin met with the chancellor at noon, and they really didn't come out and say anything except for there will be a decision after the Egg Bowl on that Saturday. So how do you feel about that? What do you think?
Well, I don't think he's going anywhere.
You still are holding to that?
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's just going to stay in Oxford.
See, I think that he's going to, and like I was telling Bill, I think he's going to, I think they were just being the grown-ups in the room, and I think they were figuring out what they were going to do, because if he wasn't going anywhere, why don't he just say that? What's the purpose in drawing this thing out until the Egg Bowl? Why not just go ahead and do it like some of the other coaches? I mean, Dan Lanning from Oregon said, I'm not going anywhere. Brent Key come out and said, I'm not going anywhere. So why is Lane Kiffin doing this if he wasn't going somewhere?
Well, are they in this conference? No, they aren't in this conference. So this is what it does. It hurts Florida. It hurts LSU. It hurts anybody looking for a coach. And if you have these schools that are in your conference, why not just go ahead and hurt them by putting off delaying any kind of movement that they'll possibly have?
But his representatives, it's been confirmed that they met with Florida yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything.
And then earlier in the week, or late last week, the family was in Baton Rouge. So you think all of this is just a ploy to hurt LSU and to hurt Florida?
I mean, it could be. I mean, but you don't see any breaking news out of Gainesville or Baton Rouge that's solid, do you?
The only thing that I'll say that's solid is the fact that I've been seeing it a lot here lately, that LSU has mentioned that if Lane Kiffin comes, they will have open arms for Coach O as well as a defensive coordinator or a line coach. What do you think about that?
Well, I think there's a lot of people who claim that they're insiders and aren't really insiders.
So you think that's just a bunch of baloney?
Yeah, I do. I think it's speculation, and people like to try. It's like the first breaking news story is the one that gets the most traction, and that's what they're trying to do. That's all.
Yeah, so when you look at all of that, there's another story that has been coming out, and it's been showing up a lot lately as well, and that is Kalen DeBoer being mentioned, being linked to the Penn State job. Now, obviously, everybody was talking about Matt Rule going to Penn State, but he come out and signed an extension. He did all of those things. He's another one of those coaches that I feel like, if you were going to go somewhere, you would have, held on and waited and all that until kind of the end of the season, like what I think Kiffin's doing. But he did that. So what do you think about the stories coming out saying that there's a possibility that Kalen DeBoer is going to be looking at going to Penn State?
I don't believe that either.
So you think everybody's staying exactly where they are? That's what it sounds like.
No, obviously there's going to have to be some coach that goes to Florida, LSU, and Penn State, and who else we got? Oklahoma State, Auburn, and Arkansas.
Yeah, so I mean,
somebody's got to move. Summerall is probably the best bet of going somewhere else other than Tulane.
Well, do you think he's going to go to LSU then? Because, I mean, obviously LSU's got to have a big hire. They can't just – I can't put my brain to think that LSU's not going to have a big-name coach come there. As well as, I mean, Florida, they did go with Napier. He wasn't really a big name. He was successful at a lower level. But, I mean – so really, what do you think about that? So who's left? Who do you think is going?
Well, I think DJ Durkin's going to just stay at Auburn, and we're going to have to see what happens with Petrino the next 2 weeks, and then we'll know a little better about what's happening at SEC. As far as Penn State goes, I would not be surprised if somebody drops down from a coordinator position in the NFL.
So you're saying like a coordinator. Do you still see Joe Brady possibly coming to LSU?
Yeah, I think that if I were to give the best odds, I saw the odds out of Las Vegas. I understand all that, but I think Joe Brady's going to probably be the next LSU coach.
Do you think that if you thought that Lane Kiffin has a 1% chance of leaving Ole Miss, where do you think he would go? Do you think it's Florida or do you think it's LSU? Do you think the stuff that's going on with the governor, do you think with the whole we didn't fire Brian Kelly or we did fire Brian Kelly for this or for that and lawyers are getting involved, do you think any of that steering Lane Kiffin away? And if you had to pick two or one of those two, which one would it be?
I think it's LSU and Florida pretty even. I don't think that's one over the other. I mean, I know one thing. I think Florida Gator fans think a lot of their program more than what it's valued at.
Well, I mean, you got to – I don't know if you've been listening the whole time. We've had on Stephen Harris.
I have.
And he made those
points. Here's where the Gator fan calls in after the Ole Miss fan, right? Okay. Let me let you in a little I said it a week ago, I believe it was, LSU-Florida series is about as even as you could possibly get. Actually, LSU's got a barely lead on Florida Gators in our series history, 35, 34, and 1. Well, let me let you know, Ole Miss might seem like they're not the program that Florida is, but when you come down to record in history, they're 13, 13, and 1. They're even. And they're 4 and 4 this century. So you tell me who's really dominating who. And the last time the Gators won the national title in 2008, the only team to beat them that year was Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think?
You tell me. Does it sound like it's a landslide for Gators? No, it doesn't. And this year, what are they? Are they 4 and 6 or 3 and 7? Because I've kind of lost count at this point.
I think they're 4 and 6. I do believe. I'm thinking, but either way, what do you think about?
They're the worst team in Florida at their level in the state of Florida.
What do you think about no recruits leaving though? Because there's been recruits leave LSU. There's been recruits leave Arkansas. There's been all this stuff.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that? And you said it earlier. LSU has numerous people in the portal. They have 0 people in the portal. 0. Because you know why? The portal doesn't open up till January 2nd. And we have one person named Mitchell who said that he will be entering the portal. And that's the only person. So, sure, Florida has no people in the portal. Why? Because the portal's not even open. You can't even enter the portal right now.
Yeah.
You have intentions to do it, but
right.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's what I get that, but that's what they're saying is that they haven't had anyone, say that they're going in the portal like the other schools have.
Of course, because you know why? They're going to play out this year. They're going to take the NIL paycheck for this year, and then they're going to leave after it's all over with because they didn't get Lane Kiffin.
It just, for me, I get what you're saying, and, you've said this the whole time, and I know you as a person, so I think sometimes you're going to stick with your guns. Why? Yeah. Let me ask you the same question that I've asked other people, though, from today's talk, so you've heard everybody's response. You really believe that he just wants to hurt LSU and hurt Florida, and he wants to hurt them for the future because, again, and I say this all the time, he hit lightning in a bottle. If Austin Simmons was his quarterback this year, I don't think they're in the playoff. I think they have more than one loss. He probably would have lost against Kentucky because there's a reason why he didn't bring him back in against Kentucky. But if you think he really is going to do this just to troll LSU and Florida, but that's a possibility if he does stay at Ole Miss and then eventually wants to come to those fan bases, they don't forget that kind of stuff. They'll say no the next time possibly. But what I'm saying is, why hasn't he come out like Matt Rule? Why hasn't he come out like Dan Lanning? Why hasn't he come out like Brent Key and told the people what he's going to do. I bleed this school. I want to be here. My son's here. My dad's buried here. My brother lives behind me. All of these things that everybody's saying, but he's still not giving any inclination that he's staying or going. Why? That's the question.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. He doesn't have to. And what if Ole Miss gives him a different extension next week as opposed to this week or last week? I mean, it's only to the benefit of him. He's the only one benefiting from this whole thing.
Do you think it's money at this point, though? Because the man probably has more money than me, you, and Bone Crusher could spend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people, 4 houses compared to 7 houses matters.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, he's an ego guy, and he's been there for 6 years.
Yeah.
No national championships.
Yeah, no national championships since Alabama as a coordinator.
Yeah, no national championships in 6 years. You don't think he thinks he can go somewhere else and possibly have a better opportunity?
Well, I mean, he's doing things at Ole Miss that they've never been able to do.
But winning the national championship is not one of them.
Yeah, but getting into the playoffs is a first.
Right. But do you think this is a national championship team? Like, do you believe, seeing Ole Miss play, that this team is a team that actually could win it all this year?
I think they would have to get through 3. I would almost want to say 4 teams that seem like when they're on, and it'd be hard to beat them. And, of course, that's Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, and Texas A&M.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's going to have to play at least 2 of those probably, unless there's an upset. But still, or
they're stacked on one side of the bracket.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. We're going to go ahead and take a call right now on the Red 70s phone line. We've got Jamie on the line. Jamie, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing today?
Doing fantastic. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm just listening. I've been listening on the way home from work, and this latest guy, man, he has some crazy opinions talking about Ole Miss and Florida are the same. That's crazy talk. I don't know who he's a fan of, but that's where's Ole Miss's championships? First of all, if we're the same, then they've won some championships, right?
Right.
If we're the same, then it wouldn't be. It'd be crazy talk to talk about us getting their coach. Why would he leave if they're the same?
Right. So you think for sure he's leaving?
Yeah, I don't know that for sure, but everybody's talking about it like it's the most plausible thing. All the experts are saying it's happening. You guys are saying it's happening. Everybody thinks it's happening. So if that was the case and they were the same, wouldn't that be the craziest thing? That'd be crazy for Ryan Day to leave Ohio State and go to Alabama. That'd be crazy, right?
Right. Yeah, to uproot your family, uproot your son, all of that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a parallel move. It's a move. It's a step up, and he knows that. Everybody knows that.
Right. No, you're right. And I agree with you. 100%. I've been saying this from the beginning. Florida is a better job than Ole Miss by far.
And see, my thing with Lane is he's a great football coach. I ain't forgot what he did when he was at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
He snitched on us. You know what I mean? I ain't forgot that. But he's a great football coach, and he's definitely be a good fit for Florida. But my thing is, what happens when he gets there? He wins 10, 11 games in a row for 3 or 4 years, and then DeBoer gets fired, and now Alabama's open. Now we're Ole Miss. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Wow.
Because if he comes to Florida and he's successful, every NFL job that comes open, the Cowboys come open. Lane Kiffin down there killing in Gainesville.
Yes.
And we're going to have to go through this every single time until we're paying this dude $900 million a year.
Man, that's great.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's my only thing about Kiffin is I don't think he's a guy who's ever going to lock into a job for very long. He's 5-6 years, and then, if he gets it done, great. But he's never got it done. That's the thing, too. He's never got it done.
Yeah, that's the big
thing. It's not
thing.
like we're talking about Urban Meyer, where he got to Florida, got it done, and got out of there in 5 or 6 years. And then he went to Ohio State, 10 years, got it done, and got out of there. So it's not talking about that kind of guy. He's never got it done. So
that's a good point, man. You made me laugh today, Jamie. I appreciate the call, man. You did.
Yeah, that
was
dude,
pretty good.
Is he LSU? Is that other guy an LSU fan?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's just mad because his program's a dumpster fire right now. They're terrible, and they hired a damn Yankee carpetbagger who came down here talking about, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Man, get out of here. I almost said a cuss word. I'm sorry.
I appreciate you not. Oh, man, this is great.
Let me get off here. I'm getting fired up.
All right, Jamie, thank you for the call, man. We appreciate it. And me and Jeff are going to be back on here. We're going to go ahead and take our next break. And when we come back, we're going to discuss more of this. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, it's a college football triple header.
75 yards! Wow!
First, your Miami Hurricanes at Virginia Tech. Coverage starts at 10, kickoff at 11. Then it's Arkansas at Texas, kickoff at 2:30. Plus, the Tennessee Volunteers are in the swamp to take on the Gators. Kickoff at 6:30 right here on your home for college football on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Partly cloudy tonight with a light breeze coming out of the south-southwest around 6 miles per hour and temps near 69. Tomorrow morning we will have some sun and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be very warm at 76. Mostly clear in the afternoon and evening and a high 77. Mostly sunshine Sunday with a temp of 75. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com on Airport Road in Panama City. 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
College football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
Touchdown!
The Arkansas Razorbacks head to Austin to face Arch Manning in the 17th-ranked Texas Longhorns.
Touchdown! A 75-yard touchdown pass on a swing from Arch Manning. Texas!
Arkansas at 17th-ranked Texas.
Coverage starts at 2, kickoff at 2:30 right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. Marquee matchups, huge rivalries, and fan favorites. The college football headquarters on the Gulf Coast is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you've joined us today. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're having a great time here in the CBC Construction Studio. I got Jeffrey on the phone. Want to make a quick announcement, though, about tonight. We will be getting updates for the Mosley football team. Don't forget, Mosley is going to be playing here shortly against Mainland over in Daytona. A friend of the show, Jason Reagan, is going to be keeping us updated, and I will be sharing with you on Facebook what's going on, hoping that Mosley pulls out the victory and goes to round 3. So just make sure you keep your phones on you tonight and stay locked in so that we can hope and pray for the Mosley Dolphins to pull it off this evening. Either way, Jeffrey, are you still on the phone with me, my friend?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, so you heard what the caller said before the break. What say you?
You're breaking up.
So you heard what the caller said earlier, right before the break. What do you think
I heard
about
him
all
saying
that?
that I was overexcited, or I don't know. I don't sound like I'm overexcited. Does it sound like it?
No, not at all. No.
Good. Because I'm not all butthurt about not getting Lane Kiffin, but apparently the Gator fans are. Oh, and I did look it up. They are 3-7, so they are eliminated from a bowl game this year. And guess who is going to a bowl game? LSU. And guess what? One of the 3 victories that Florida has doesn't even go towards a bowl appearance because it was Long Island University. And that's not good.
And LSU beat Florida this year, right?
Yeah, by 10 points.
And you said it could have been worse because they kneeled on the 3 or 4 yard line.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as we beat South Carolina. So, I mean, we actually have a chance to even up our SEC record at 4-4 by beating Oklahoma, and we'll see if that can even happen. Because, I mean, we're going to be going into them, and we're going to be 7-4. I'm not all that hurt. I thought we were going to go 9-3 this year. Sure, it's a little bit of disappointment. Was I on board with Brian Kelly? Sure, I was, because you know why? He was my coach. I have no determination of not having him as a coach, but I'm going to accept him and try and hope for the best. And, sure, he put on the fake accent at the beginning. I'm not all hurt about it. We're just going to move on, and hopefully our next coach will last more than 6 years like some of these other coaches are.
Do you have a wish list? Do you have a want that you have for y'all's next coach?
Well, I want somebody who's going to be able to win. I don't want to say win big games, but win the games that we want to win, Because, I mean, you can't lose to some of your rivals and just expect that everything's okay.
Right. Well, somebody on the Red 70s phone line just put on there that nobody cares about the Tax Slayer Bowl. That was just for you. So there you go. And Billy Napier is available, they said.
Billy Napier is available. Well, we don't want him, and we don't want Summerall. And if we want anybody who's affiliated with coaching in Louisiana other than Brady, it's going to have to be Willie Fritz from Houston.
But I haven't heard his name at all. Like, nobody has said his name. He's not even on the list.
I know. I don't even understand it. It's craziness, I just think that he would be like a top 10 hire coming out of another school that's not as big as, the one that you're sitting on. And nobody's talking about him. It's crazy.
Let me ask you about this person. I'm going to give you a resume. All right, I think this would be really good. You believe in Van Buren, right? Do you believe in Van Buren? I mean, do you believe he's good? You believe that he has the tools and the capabilities of actually being a good college quarterback?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. The guy that I'm about to read to you coached Baker Mayfield, and you see what he's done. This guy also coached Cam Ward before he went to Miami, and you've seen what he's done. Not only that guy, this guy also coached Patrick Mahomes while he was at Texas Tech. Not only him, this guy coached John Mateer, who's tearing up my Crimson Tide at Oklahoma. This guy also, if you like the ACC, he also coached Chandler Morris, the quarterback at Virginia. Who I'm talking about, Jeffrey, is none other than Eric Morris, the head football coach at North Texas. He is a proven quarterback whisperer. He's put these guys in the pros. He has been a key component to them being successful quarterbacks. What do you think about Eric Morris, North Texas? His quarterback right now was not the starting quarterback at his high school walked on to North Texas, and can I tell you, won the starting job at North Texas under Eric Morris, and now is second in all of college football in yards for everybody. Eric Morris, LSU Tiger head football coach.
Well, we've hired people who have, I don't want to say that it's even comparable, but Curly Hallman coached Brett Favre and left Southern Miss, and he was a wreck at LSU. But I'm not making that much of a comparison. But this guy does have a longer track record, but he needs to do a little more for longevity as a head coach, though.
So you say you're just saying no. What if he's the next Andy Reid? What if he's the next John Gruden? What if he's the next Nick Sirianni? What if he's the next Les Miles? What if he's the next Nick Saban?
I don't know about Nick Saban. Let's not go that far.
I'm just saying, like, we've got all of these guys available, and, you know, honestly, I think Joe Brady is the obvious choice. I don't know, but when you look at what happened last night, is Joe Brady really the answer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with it. I think he's going to be one that's invested in Louisiana, and he's not going to be one that's just going to fly off to go somewhere else. He's been there, he'll stay there, and I think that's a good, viable option.
So did you get to see the game last night between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans?
I did, and the biggest surprise that I took away is not just that the Texans won, but the offensive and defensive line for the Texans impressed me the most.
Yeah, well, and the lack of ability to block for the offensive line of the Bills, I am really shocked. If you looked at what my guy, now my favorite defensive player from Alabama has been Will Anderson ever since he was there. He had 6 tackles, 3 quarterback hits, 2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, and a pass deflection. And I'm telling you, whenever he was at Alabama, they called him the Terminator, and last night you saw why.
Yeah.
He's number 51.
He was great. The guys around him are great. I thought when the Bills went up, 16-13, I thought that the Bills were going to be in control at that point, and it just didn't even happen after that.
Well, and you know what? I mean, Josh Allen, again, looking very uncomfortable, looking like when you make him get into the Superman mode where he feels like he's got to save the planet. I mean, I kind of, it just seems like he's not good when he has to do that. And I don't know. Is this something that is other teams are going to start looking at? Are we looking at the Buffalo Bills not to make it to the playoffs?
Are you talking about Josh Allen?
Yes. Yes.
I can't hear you, Paul.
Yes. Or I'm talking about Josh Allen. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
You're talking about Josh Allen, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Allen, I mean, you can't be Superman every play. I mean, you can, and I'm not saying you'll have a limited amount of heroics, but, I mean, some players absolutely have more heroics than others, but you can't consistently try and just lengthen out plays and always be the man. And my biggest worry is Josh Allen getting injured if he's going to try and be the hero every time.
Well, that was a definite answer to what the other teams need to do. It's just like whenever Patrick Mahomes played the Philadelphia Eagles, it was like they knew exactly what to do with them, and now everybody's doing it, and it seems to be working. So, I mean, are we getting to the era where now we're going to be saying that Lamar is not the old Lamar, that Patrick's not the old Patrick, and that Josh Allen's not the old Josh?
Yeah, I mean, look at the mobile quarterbacks. They eventually had to try and sit in the pocket and try and throw it because their legs are not going to be the same. And, I mean, there's Dante Culpepper, Randall Cunningham, even Michael Vick. They had to eventually just try and not rely on running every time because they're not young spring chickens any longer, you know? And then look at RG3 getting hurt, you know? I mean, these were athletes, and we can't have, like, the guys just always running all the time because time's going to catch up with you.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy is, like, you see these guys that have been so good so long, and now you're starting to see a little bit of vulnerability. And, you know, who knows who's going to be winning it this year. I mean, really, if you look at it, the older man of the group is Matthew Stafford, and he looks to me like he's got the Rams going in the right direction.
Yeah, you said Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, Matthew Stafford is definitely the one. Either way, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, Matthew Stafford and the Rams really seem like they're the ones to beat to me. I mean, that just seems like they just got it all cooking right now. Maybe it's too early, but, you know, I'm thinking that last night's game with Josh Allen, the way it all went, I think there's a problem, a big problem.
Well, I mean, who do you think? I mean, the Packers seem to be getting on every so often, right? And the Eagles are obviously a top 4 team in the NFC. I don't think the Bears have the longevity to stay there. I think the 4th team in the NFC to watch out for is really the 49ers with a healthy Brock Purdy.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, but we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we've got some pick'ems to do for the NFL. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Sunday, the 6-4 Jacksonville Jaguars visit the 3-7 Arizona Cardinals at State Farm Stadium.
Down the sideline. Pick 6.
The Jags are a 2.5 road favorite as they chase a playoff berth, while the Cardinals look to play spoiler. Coverage starts at 2, kickoff at 3:05, right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish, Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597. That's 850-896-6597. And online at wheelhousedba.com.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
This rivalry, it hits different.
The 20th ranked Tennessee Vols head into the swamp to face the Florida Gators.
This is Aguilar. Caught middle of the field, out to the 5-yard line, touchdown Braylon Staley. Joey Aguilar.
Number 20 Tennessee at Florida.
Kickoff at 6:30 on your home for college football. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. The sports world is a battlefield of opinions. And every day, Paul Wilson brings the heat, the fire, and the definitive take. Don't just follow the headlines. Be a part of the story on the Sports Blitz. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's a beautiful day here in Panama City Beach, and we're so thankful that you've decided to join us, whether you're listening on the radio or maybe Facebook, YouTube, or the ESPN Northwest Florida app. We appreciate it. You can like, you can share, and comment. And if you want to, you can call in and be a part of the show, 850-215-6290. Don't forget, also on Sunday, the Jags at the Cardinals, 3:05, and then Tampa Bay at the Rams at the nightcap at 7:20. Join us right here on 104.3 ESPN. I've got Jeffrey on the line. He's on location. Jeffrey, we haven't known where you were. Where are you now?
I'm driving back from Alabama.
All right. So did you buy you an Alabama shirt while you were there?
No, I did not buy an Alabama shirt.
Did you buy me one?
No, sure didn't. I thought about a Christmas ornament, but I didn't buy it.
That's all right. Well, there's always next weekend. So either way, we appreciate it. Do you have the games that we need to pick, Jeffrey, because we've got them going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're breaking up a little bit. I do have the pick'ems in my hand. I got Pittsburgh at Chicago. I'm gonna pick the Steelers.
I'm going with Chicago with that one. Give me Caleb Williams. You know, they've been talking about Aaron Rodgers is going to play with his left hand broke. He's got a fracture in his left hand, and I think he's not going to be – I think they're going to shoot him up like they used to Brett Favre and give him all the pain medicine he needs, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the Bears are going to be too fast for them this weekend.
I got New England at Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Patriots.
Yeah, for sure. Now, there's a big question mark whether or not Joe Burrow is going to come back. He's been listed as questionable. Do you think Burrow comes back this weekend, though?
No, I think he's coming back on Thanksgiving night versus the Ravens.
So you think they're just using him as a possibility? You think we'll see Flacco?
What's that?
We're going to see Flacco. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're going to see Flacco. I think Burrow's going to come back on Thanksgiving night versus the Ravens.
I got you. What's the next game you got on your list?
Giants at Detroit. I got the Lions.
Yeah, I think Detroit's going to win that one pretty easily.
I got Minnesota at Green Bay. I'm going to take Green Bay.
Minnesota at Green Bay. I just have the feeling that J.J. McCarthy's going to have himself a game. So, you know what? Just to spice it up a little bit, give me Minnesota to win that one to upset Green Bay in the Tundra.
Okay. Seattle at Tennessee. I got Seattle all the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think I don't know if the Titans could win the college football playoff, but either way, give me Seattle.
What's interesting is that the Titans played the Texans the 3-point game last week, and then the Texans look like this on a Thursday night game. I mean, it seemed like it was two different Texan teams.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, some teams do match up better with other teams than they do, you know, the other team. I mean, honestly, it's crazy, and there might be some similarities with staffs. They might know their, you know, this or that about them, or like their tendencies, or their linebackers match up better with their backs or whatever. But, yeah, I think that could have been the case. I mean, I don't know if anybody could have beat the Texans last night because I don't know if they could have scored.
Yeah, but we're comparing the Titans with the Bills. That seems like a lopsided comparison.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, we got Indianapolis at Kansas City. I think Kansas City's got to win this. I'm going to go with Kansas City.
Yeah, you know, as big a fan as I am of Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, I still think they're going to do fine. I think it's going to be a close game. I will tell you this, if Jonathan Taylor rushes for over 150 yards, then Kansas City might be in trouble. But I do think Patrick Mahomes and them, I think they got it ship turned back to winning ways. Give me Kansas City on that one as well.
Gotcha. New York Jets at Baltimore. I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets, I just don't know what they're doing. I don't think they know. I think it'll be close, though. I don't think the Ravens are that good yet, but I think they're hanging around enough to make the playoffs. So give me the Ravens.
Well, it's interesting. We have 5-5 teams like the Ravens, the Chiefs, and I think the Texans were 5-5 going into last night's game.
Yeah.
One of these three teams is obviously going to miss, and maybe even two of them. It's going to be crazy because if the season ended right now, I think the Texans are the first team out, and the Chiefs and Ravens are going to be sitting at home watching everybody else play.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you would have asked anybody that's watched the NFL at all, if you would think that the Ravens or the Chiefs would have been out of the playoffs, they would have said absolutely not. They would have probably bet their firstborn. Can you hear me, Jeffrey? Oh, man. Are we losing them? Yep. Okay.
I think back.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I got Cleveland at Vegas. I'm going to take Cleveland. I think this game's going to be closer than what we think, but I think that Cleveland's going to eke out a win over the Raiders. The Raiders are kind of inept.
You think so? So you're saying to me, this is what you're saying. You're saying that Shedeur Sanders, on his first opportunity to start, is going to win a football game, his first start as the quarterback. I'll tell you this. If Shedeur Sanders wins his first opportunity as a starter, you got to wear a Shedeur Sanders jersey next week.
No, I don't. I think that this only proves that he's coachable because the coaches are going to be the ones that are going to have to keep him in the right frame of mind to not give the game away.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make a big to-do about nothing. I think the Browns are going to win. I believe they're going to win because of their defense. I think they'll be able to run the ball against the lowly Raiders. I don't think the Raiders can score, so I think that's the only reason why. But be ready come Monday whenever the Browns beat the Raiders to talk about how Shedeur Sanders is going to catapult the Browns into the playoffs somehow, some way, because this is a great victory on his first start in the NFL.
Yeah, overhyped. Jacksonville at Arizona. I'm going to take Jacksonville. I think this is a must-win for Jacksonville because at some point these other teams are going to be gaining on them for that wild card spot.
Yeah, we talked about at the beginning of the year, Sunshine and the boys looks like they're going to make the playoffs. I think they take it to the Cardinals and definitely beat them this weekend.
Yep. Philly at Dallas. I'm going to go with Philly. I think Dallas is going to be in this game till the third quarter, and then Philly's just going to swipe it from them.
So is this game at Dallas?
Yeah, sure is.
Okay, give me Dallas, and let me tell you why. I believe that Dallas is going to score points. I believe that they're going to put pressure on Dak, but I think Dak's going to get the ball out, and they're going to be able to push the ball. But I will tell you this. A.J. Brown is causing chaos in that locker room. A.J. Brown has been being interviewed. He's been talking about his teammates. He's been talking about don't get me for fantasy. He's basically telling everybody that he's not a part of the offense, and I don't think it's a ploy. I did think it at first was possibly a ploy, but I don't believe it is. And I think there's going to be some chaos. I think it's going to be a close game. And, you know, when somebody is down and not ready to play, it could be some drops or something like that that's going to cause them to lose. But I think Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are playing such at a high level. I think Dallas is actually going to win at home.
I think you got too hyped up because I think the Cowboys beat the Raiders last week?
Yeah, they did. I think, you know, being able to play catch and throw the ball is all fine and dandy, but I just think it's more about the Eagles not being on the same page than it is about how great the Cowboys are.
Yeah, I'm going to go stick with Philly. Atlanta at New Orleans. I think this game's going to be a close game, but I think Atlanta's going to eke it out.
I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Kirk Cousins is going to throw for over 300 yards. I think all the Atlanta faithful are going to be like, oh, my gosh, we finally got Kirk back, and we have got the chance to win more games. So I believe Atlanta's going to win. Bone Crusher, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I wish Kirk Cousins was the quarterback the entire season. I bet we'd have a little bit better record.
Oh, yes. I told you. We got him. We finally got him to not believe in Michael Penix. There you go.
Well, what's crazy is that Carolina's in second place. That just floors me. I don't think I even live in the real world any longer.
Bryce Young has gotten better every single year with everything that he is doing. Bryce Young has turned himself into a legitimate starter, and his win total is starting to show. So people can say about how little he is and this, that, and the other, but he's throwing the football, and he's putting them in position to win, and they're winning ball games.
Yeah, but they're still going to miss the playoffs.
We'll see.
Tampa Bay at the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams.
Of course you're going to take the Rams because I just told you to take the Rams with all the stuff I was telling you about Matthew Stafford. Me too.
Nah,
Give me the
I already
Rams.
checked.
Give me the Rams.
Carolina at San Francisco, I'm taking San Fran.
Yeah, with it being at San Francisco, I think they'll have the edge. I'm just not 100% sold on Brock Purdy right now, to be honest with you. I think they play better with Mac Jones. So with that being said, I think Carolina can come in there and steal one. Do I think they steal one this weekend? I don't. So give me the 49ers, but I think it's going to be close.
Now, here's what's interesting. Detroit and Dallas always have a home game on Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
They're both playing home games this weekend before their Thanksgiving game. Do you think that that's a huge advantage for them to just stay in town in this short week?
Yeah, probably. I think so. I think it, gives them. Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah. So we'll be interesting because I think that the chance for the road team to win on Thanksgiving really might be the Bengals at the Ravens.
Oof. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Joe
Burrow's back, baby.
Oh yeah, I know. I forgot where he went to college. I figured you'd be all hyped up.
He went to
about
Ohio
that.
State, didn't he?
No. Yeah. Well, he didn't play.
They're claiming him. They're trying to claim him.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that. Either way, I just think that with him coming back, it's going to help them. But I think it's too little, too late for the Bengals this year. So.
Yeah. All right, so how do you feel about the Gator fans?
So the Gator fans are completely 100% wrong. You are on the wrong side of this argument today. I am convinced. As much as I was convinced before, I am even more convinced. I talked to a former player. I've talked to the fans that's been fans for so many years. And I am convinced that if Lane Kiffin was going to stay at Ole Miss, he would have already said so. Do I think he's going to LSU? Maybe a 0.1% chance. Give me the Gators. They are right. They're feeling it. They know something's coming. They feel the tidal wave about to happen, and they're going to see the Lane Kiffin train show up in Gainesville, and you're going to start seeing the shirts saying choo-choo all day long. You don't think so?
No, I think Lane Kiffin's going to stay in Oxford, and I think that the South Florida coach has got to leave because too many other people are saying, no, this guy's going to take big money.
Yeah. Well, Jeffrey, we want you to be safe. That is it for us today. We appreciate you being on here. Next time you go to Alabama, bring me a shirt back. But either way, thanks for listening today. Don't forget, stay connected. We got the Mosley football updates. As soon as I get them, I'll put them on. Thanks for listening this weekend, guys. Y'all have a great weekend, and be safe, and we'll see you on Monday.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Yeah, I gotta give you a thank you because my tips are going up. I tell her who I am. I was on no Feinbaum Show. There's a lot of people that know me, and a lot of people know you, and it's helped my business, man.
You know what? That is my goal. So I feel like I've accomplished something.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Partly cloudy tonight with a light breeze coming out of the south-southwest around 6 miles per hour and temps near 69. Tomorrow morning, we will have some sun and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be very warm at 76. Mostly clear in the afternoon and evening and a high 77. Mostly sunshine Sunday with a temp of 75. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN